Hello, hello, and welcome back to Password. We're day 9. We do it. The steps were uncertain, unmeasured, and
Whoa! No, don't!
I opened my eyes just enough to see Roswell halfway to my bed, desperately clutching a mug of coffee that was threatening to spill over from how full it was. With a sigh, Roswell got himself back under control and edged closer to the bed. In fear of him spilling the whole cup, I chose not to move until he sat it down on the bedside. Morning.
Good morning.
He sounded chipper, at least in good spirits. If only I could steal some of that.
How did you?
I flashed him a weak smile, but he saw through me.
What's wrong? What happened?
I had a rough night.
Did anyone do anything? Rough nights are usually caused by something, after all. If it's because of me, I'm sorry. Really?
No, it's not you, Roswell, promise.
Then what?
I looked away, ballooning my cheeks with air and wondering how much I should tell him. When I looked back at him, he seemed genuinely worried.
If you don't want to talk about it, I understand. These last few days have been rough. The best I can do is promise that I'll help you where I can, so long as you let me know, I guess.
I nodded slowly, looking him over. Well, the moment I started speaking, his eyes shot up to me expectantly. I guess a lot of it is the Volt stuff, but my head is all over the place.
Did you want to talk about it?
Roswell sat down next to me, assuming the answer was yes, regardless. Not that he was wrong, I did want to talk about it. Maybe for a little bit. I messed with my hands, shooting him a look. So, I guess it's about family. Watching Roswell's expression shift told me that he was listening, if confused. Combined with what you said yesterday about death and all, that, you know.
Oh, you mean...
I nodded meekly, and Roswell shuffled closer again. So, that, combined with finding out you saw me as an older brother, plus sorting out you and Tyson, it's just... I'm exhausted. Roswell reached over and took one of my hands, squeezing gently.
Well, is there anything I can do then? Friends look out for one another, right? And if I have any hope in... Wait. If I have any hope in more than that... That is to say, if we, I mean...
I couldn't help but chuckle a little bit at how flustered he was getting. It was hard to tell if he was completely genuine about it or not, but it was enough to make me feel a little better, if only a little.
Now that's better. But still, I'm sorry. You've gotten like this before. You get sad, distant, and normally you just sit in the corner of your phone.
He wasn't wrong. Thinking back to the other times, thinking about Dad had put me in a slump. I managed to make my way to the anime club all the same, but despite their best efforts, they just didn't know how to make me feel better. Not that they didn't try to or ask, I didn't know how to make myself better either half the time. Roswell looked to the floor before catching my eyes. His voice held the slightest tinge of shame.
I was thinking about what we talked about yesterday. Spent most of the night laying in bed thinking about it, really. Probably would have, even if you didn't fill me in on how Tyson had changed.
Oh? I wasn't sure where this was going, but I tried my best to ensure Roswell knew he had my attention. He nodded, looking me in the eyes.
It's a couple of things, really. The first being, well, I should have been the better person about it, and revenge is really unfulfilling. Sure, I don't think I forgive him for what he did, but I can't hold that against him forever, right?
I just nodded, keeping quiet as he had the floor to continue at his own pace.
And after talking to you, I don't think there's anything left to do but to just talk to him about it either.
You're sure? I mean, it'd be great if you guys got on, but... Roswell nodded thoughtfully.
I guess today's apology day. Be it, I don't know. Something long and drawn out, or just a quick one. It's really hard to read.
Oh. It was nice to hear that he was going to apologize for his behavior, but a worry in the back of my mind made me fearful of how Tyson how he would take it. Did you want me to be around for that? I'm happy to be if it'll make things easier.
No, this fight I want to handle myself. No offense, but I can't just do this but if I can't do this by myself, then it's not going to mean as much, right?
I guess so, but if you want help...
I'll be fine, I think. Once I figure out how I want to phrase things, I should be good to go. Speaking of, I should let you get up and get your day started, huh?
Oh, yeah. I guess I've slept long enough, huh?
Yep. Well, see you later, Dave.
Roswell shuffled off, giving me a wave as he closed the door behind him. I downed the coffee he had brought me before taking on the monumental effort of getting back to bed. Cool. Oh, okay. Oh, right, when you did those adventures, right, I think. This isn't when you, like, run out and scream in the woods, right, at the cliffside. That doesn't happen yet. It then clicked. I knew what he was about to say. Oh. Oh, this is when you play thing. Oh, wait. Wait, was it reverse? Play wild and keep it red, meaning Roswell. Yeah, I'll keep wild.
Game, set, and match.
I barely put the card down and looked it to Roswell, a broad grin on his face, even before I've made eye contact. Flicking over the card in his hand, Roswell showed us the red card in his hand, casually placing it down on the pile atop the card I played. A good game. Next one will be me, Roswell. Just you wait. After glancing between the two, I followed Roswell towards the kitchen. Roswell wandered over to the pantry, throwing it open and looking around. Roswell?
Yes?
In the next moment, Roswell already had grabbed a bag of chips, turning to me while rummaging still with his free hand. What are you doing?
Stocking up.
For what? Won't you spoil your dinner?
Not when I'll be the one making it.
Wait, since when?
Just now. Now there is no problem, right?
As if making my point further, he lightly jolts the bag of candy in his other hand. Excuse me. I don't think that's how that works. Besides, what do you need all this stuff for anyway?
It's a snack, for studying.
You're studying? But we finished school. You don't need to study.
Okay. Then what if I want to study?
Well?
Also, I have something I wanted to show you. Something neat.
It sounds like a ploy to get me to study with you.
I solemnly swear on the candy I hold that I won't make you study.
Okay, but I do get some of that, right?
I don't know. You seem to have issues about it spoiling your dinner.
But you said...
I got you. Now come on, to the study.
Roswell led the way, snacks bundled up in his arms as we made our way back upstairs, what am I doing? Something seemed off, and it was only when we reached the top of the stairs that I realized what the problem was. Roswell!
What is it, Dave?
This is the museum. You said the study, right?
Right. That's what we're doing. That's where we're going.
Huh?
Okay, just here. Hold these for me.
He thrust the snacks at me, and I scrambled to keep them from falling.
Alright, check this out.
Roswell wanders over to a nearby bookcase, and with a confident smile started to push. Or at least tried.
Come on, move already!
I watched as he strained against the bookcase, trying to push it with seemingly no effort.
No, I can do this, just...
He doubled over, bracing himself, already out of breath. What were you trying to do?
This bookcase is actually a door. I was trying to slide it aside so we could get inside.
Into what? The study?
Exactly.
Oh, well, now I have a question.
Questions?
Well, yeah, like... I thought you didn't know about any secret passages. At least that's what you told me when I was stumbled yesterday.
That's still true.
I gave him a look, gesturing at best I could do to the bookcase with the bags of chips. Secret passage? Right there, right?
Technically speaking, no. But I guess it's sort of true. But for the sake of the argument, it's still not a secret passage.
I give him a look, trying my best to look unimpressed with what his reasoning was. Don't make me drop these snacks, Roswell.
Okay, fine. I discovered this, let's see, probably on the first day we got here. There really isn't anything important in there. It's more like an adjoining room. But very much like a private study nook.
I swear, Roswell, I will slam dunk these chips so hard.
Hey, wait. I just thought it'd be a neat thing to show you is all.
But how are we meant to get in? You sure this is the right bookcase?
Positive. But I don't remember how I opened it last time. Maybe it was already unlocked? I sort of just leaned on it and it was, well, it moved aside.
I looked over to the bookcase and noticed two things felt unfamiliar. I wonder.
Wonder what?
If the locking mechanism was the same as the one in the conservatory, then opening it seemed easy enough. Given that one of the books was on the higher shelf, Roswell would have had no reason of opening it without some sort of footstool. I pulled two of the books and heard a familiar click. Can I try pushing?
Why? You think you can magically open it? Because I doubt that your magic outstrips mine, Dave.
I roll my eyes, then Roswell taking Roswell's place as he shuffles out of the way. He was more than happy to take his snacks back while I sized up the bookcase.
Well, go on then.
Giving him a confident smirk, I lightly placed my palms against the bookcase and pushed without breaking eye contact. Open sesame! Sure enough, a gentle push was all it needed. Now that the way forward was unlocked.
How?
Magic. I chuckled to myself, seeing Roswell bothered about my answer, but he seemed intent to stare me down all the same. What is it you always told me when I asked you how you did your magic, Roswell?
Yeah, good magicians never reveal their secrets.
You would have seen what I did if you were paying attention. It wasn't that complicated, really.
So it wasn't magic.
Nah, just a trick though. I'll show you later. For now, just show me what's so special about the study. Ooh. Neato. Neato. You know that boss sucks. In Dank Souls, Neato. Fucking terrible design boss fight. It's so unfun. Like, it's not even hard. It's not that kind of unfun. It's just an unfun boss fight. Like, they could have done a lot better. They actually couldn't, because Dank Soul sucks. But whatever. Roswell scurried on forward into the next room, and gesturing me to follow with his bag of candy. I stepped into the next room and looked away. It looked very much like the private nook that Roswell described. If he hadn't told me that it was just an adjoining room, I must have thought it was a completely different one.
Ta-da! Study!
Neat. So this was here this whole time?
As far as I know. There isn't really anything in here of note, though.
He was right. It was very much just a desk in here with very little else. Given how much material was in the museum itself, it was surprising to see even more books on display here, although none seemed to stand out. That said, when was the last time you were in here, Roswell?
Oh, let's see. Not for a while, at least. I was considering coming in here the other day, but I couldn't get it open.
And you thought today would be different?
Hey, that's not fair. I could have gotten lucky in it opening this time.
Yeah, well, turns out your luck this time was just me knowing how to open it.
Hey, hey, I'll count teamwork as a form of luck. Maybe we were just meant to be here today.
I took another look around the room before looking back to Roswell. I'm not too sure about that.
Things just have a way of working out. Maybe it's providence. Providence. How does this word sound? Maybe it's some magic, but it's always been something I've liked about being around you.
Me? What did I do?
Sometimes nothing at all, but maybe it's just some guiding force that makes me feel as though you and I were always meant to cross paths.
I don't get it. Roswell sat the bag of chips down and opened his bag of candy, digging around for a handful before shoving it into his mouth. He chewed, looking thoughtful before turning to me once he swallowed.
Okay, so whenever I find myself having trouble, and you show up, a lot of my problems just disappear.
Really? Like what?
It's just little things. And let's just take the bookcase. I wanted to open it so I could show you, and you just so happened to know how it opened after it failed.
Oh, I think I get it.
It's the same. Been like that, though, even though it's the first day we met. You remember, right?
Not really.
You don't?
I mean, we were really young, right?
Well, yes, but do you remember specifically?
Give me some candy first. Oh, wait, that's it, wasn't it?
Whatever do you mean?
It was a cold winter when Roswell and I first met. Very cold. But it didn't put a damper on people's spirits, though, given Christmas was right around the corner. I still remember how bitter the cold was, and how pretty all the snow made the streets look. Maybe it was just Christmas skewing my view on it. As a kid, playing in the snow was something you just looked forward to, even if it came with being bundled up by your parents. The memory was something that was slowly coming back to me. After all, most days from back then bled together.
What? He blink? He blink? Oh no, he cute.
Unlike when he grew, on one such day, there was someone I hadn't seen before. The house next to us had been empty for a while, but a week or so ago, a new family moved in. Dad let me go outside on my own to play, and what greeted me was a young boar trying desperately to build something in the snow. As I wandered over, he noticed me, dropping all the snow he had amassed in his hands.
Oh, hello.
Hello? The young boar sniffed, taking in. Well, I guess it wasn't any higher than you'd expect for a kid, but...
Who are you?
His eyes darted from me to the snow structure he was working on, before looking back to me again.
Are you here to help?
No, not really.
Oh, okay.
We stared at one another before I remembered what I'd been taught about good manners, or at least remembered what Mom and Dad had told me about meeting someone new. Oh, I'm Dave. Nice to meet you.
Oh.
There was no follow-up, just his exclamation, as if realizing what had just been said to him, answering the question from before. Who are you? And do you live in this house?
Oh, yeah. Mommy and Daddy and me came here before. No, it's our house.
Oh, I'm your neighbor. I live in the house next to yours.
Oh. Then we can be friends. I'm Roswell.
Suddenly, Roswell grabbed me and hopped up and down on his feet, gesturing to his creation in the snow.
Mommy and Daddy said that I might make a friend when we get to the new house. That's you.
Oh, okay.
But I need help. Can you help?
I can ask my dad. He can help us.
He can? Is he a friend too?
Yeah, he's my best friend. The comments seemed to turn the boar off, making him shuffle uncomfortably on the spot.
Oh.
He almost sounded sad at that remark, looking at his snow structure.
I'm making a best friend. I've never had one before. You're so lucky.
Oh, but I can be your best friend.
Really?
Roswell squealed happily, once again hopping up and down.
And best friends get chocolate.
We do? Now was my turn to bounce happily. Dad had kept sweets high above where I could reach for some reason. So any excuse to have some was fine by me. I remember Roswell holding out his hands expectantly for me to hand him something.
Chocolate, please.
Oh, I don't have chocolate.
Oh no, but what will we do without chocolate? First, I couldn't make a best friend. Now my new best friend doesn't have chocolate. No best friends for Roswell?
He sniffled, hanging his shoulders. I felt bad having let my new neighbor down. I didn't see it as blackmail at first. What if we finished making the snow friend?
You'll help me finish it?
Yeah.
Oh boy! Then Roswell will be a friend for Christmas. We'll have a friend for Christmas.
Oh?
What's wrong?
I thought that we could be friends.
Really? Then let's be best friends.
But I don't have chocolate.
I don't mind.
Oh? So the two of us started to assemble his creation he planned, scooping snow into a pile until it was too tall for him to reach. This was why he couldn't finish it. Without the height to put the head on this thing, he was stuck making something smaller than him, and apparently that wouldn't do. Sure enough, when the time comes to roll the ball of snow, like Dad had shown me, and place it on top, it was wonky, and but what we'd made looked something like a boar to some, at least, to say the least.
Now we need the teethies.
Yeah.
Like yours.
Or yours.
That means you're a meanie?
No, I'm not. You're a meanie.
No, you.
He pushes on me, trying to knock me over instead of falling onto the snow flat on his face.
Ow.
Are you okay?
I'm okay. But what can we use for teethies?
Oh, let me go get something from my house.
You'll come back?
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember running inside and bumping into Dad, trying to explain what had happened. He just laughed and helped me find something to take out to continue playing in the snow. When I got back, there he was, sitting in the snow. I'm back!
You're back!
I held up the carrots that Dad had given me, one in each hand before plunging them into the head of our creation. They jet out like tusks, and I turned to see what Roswell thought of my finishing touches. He seemed to gently touch his own tusks before reaching out and lightly poking the carrots before bouncing on the spot.
It's done! He's friend-shaped. Thank you, Dave. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
You really are the best friend. My best friend.
I had a smile on my face, having recalled Roswell and I first meeting. From the look of things, he'd been reminiscing as well, his eyes darting to catch my gaze before looking away just as quick.
If you remember our first meeting as fondly as I do, Dave.
It was cold, huh?
Right.
Roswell shoved a fistful of candy into his mouth before holding the bag out to me. They were fruit gummies, so I took a couple and chewed on them while Roswell wandered over to the desk in the room.
Dave?
Yeah? He was fidgeting on the spot, unsure of what he should say or do as far as I could tell. What's wrong?
Nothing at all. Just, ever since then, I've always seen you as my best friend. Whether it's more than that, or only that, I don't know. So, even if Roswell's your current best friend, you're still mine. Always have been.
I laughed, nervous, somewhat between flattered and nervous that I didn't really know how best to respond. Okay. Almost in response to me staring, Roswell started to snicker to himself, moving into a full giggling fit.
So, we should probably get to studying, huh?
Man, so I know that we haven't done Sal's route yet, but I'm curious. What's your favorite, first meeting with the characters? I know that it's incredibly predictable for me to say, but I really like Tyson's. It's so cute, right? I also really like Dean's. Dean's, I'm kind of how kind of actually brave. It's stupid, right? But, to just ask out somebody that you've, just on the spot, ask someone, especially, of the same sex, I find that really cute, It is what it is. Haas and Orlando's felt very samey to me. I mean, Haas still has, the absolute insanity of his, and Orlando's is kind of just hey, let's bake, cook thing. This was actually really cute, but I don't know. I don't know. I still don't entirely. It's personal tastes, right? It is my personal tastes in men, right? Not Orlando. Roswell's just not it, right? So forgive me with that. But it's a really cute childhood scene, that's for sure.
So, we should probably get to studying, huh?
Oh, right. You came in here to study and wanted to show me the room, right?
Right.
But what were you studying?
Oh, well, I've been trying to find this book that you were you were telling me about.
I gave him a blank stare, confused.
You know, the one he described seeing when.
He finished his thought by tapping his head, getting the point across. Oh, neat. Roswell shook his head, sighing out.
I think I found it, but I think having a place to sit while I look over books.
Oh, well,
Here, let me just go get it. Just a second.
I watched as Roswell abandoned his snacks on the desk, doubling back into the museum to retrieve something. While he hummed to himself to the next room, I looked at the chips that he grabbed. The assumption that Roswell would have grabbed something he liked, but maybe it was just what was in the pantry still. I don't mind barbecue. I opened the package and grabbed a few, cradling the pocket while I had a snack, watching as Roswell came back into the study.
What are you doing?
Chips?
I can see that.
Did you find your book?
Oh, right. Yeah, I think I found it.
He sat a large book down on the desk, patting the dark blue cover.
Does this look familiar?
Well, I swallow, figuring that talking with my mouth full of chips wasn't the way to go. Maybe. Remember, I told you the book was open, right?
That does make things harder, huh? Well, anyway, let me show you what I found.
What did you find?
You seem to be very, keep on asking me, when I did anything.
Keen on asking me when asking. Can you blame me?
No, I guess not. I try to find time to come back in here after we, did our impromptu investigation. After all, only way to discount it as a bad dream is to search everything, right?
I guess. But you seem a lot more torn up about it when we went looking. What changed?
What? Am I not allowed to think of my mortality and choose to face it head on? I doubt any of the others would be so willing to prove their demise.
Huh, sure. As long as you're okay, I think I'm fine with it. I have other things on my mind to work through anyway. What if you wanted help with with your stuff?
Come on, Dave. It's not all doom and gloom. I just prefer things this way. It's like a game almost.
Well, all right.
Now, on to the discovery. Forgive the turn of phrase.
Roswell flipped open the book until he's found the page to turn. Sure enough, it looked familiar. The word discovery right there in plain view. That's it. That's the page.
You're certain?
Pretty sure, yeah.
How fascinating. Well, maybe not fascinating as much as just a coincidence.
Why's that?
This book is precious to about the development and cures for anything and everything going on in the brain. Most of it is just theoretical stuff, but still.
You've read the whole thing already?
Don't be silly. I only skimmed it. But I do have a copy of this book back at my place. I think it belongs to my mom.
Huh.
The thing is, the section that this is, the one that you're finding familiar, it's about brain cancer.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Explains how you get diagnosed with it, plus the treatment plans. But it also goes into the theoretical stuff about potentially using plants for new drugs to combat the spread of the cancer cells in your body.
I took another handful of chips, crunching them loudly. Okay, do you... Not off topic, this is on topic. Are you the kind of person that grabs chip handful, shove mouth, or are you the grab single chip, eat the single chip for an hour, and then grab new chip, and it takes you several days to eat a bag of chips because you're eating it a single chip at a time, and usually not in one bite, but in like 20. And shut up, I don't eat like a bird, it's fine. It's just, fuck you. I watched as Roswell's expression shifted as I crunched, shooting him a confused look.
You are listening, right?
Nodding quickly. I wasn't about to say quietly, you can shut up. I don't want to see a comment about that. I swallowed. Yeah, but I don't get why it's important.
Well, Just some of the things around here, that hint. Maybe someone was, stockpiling materials to make things like a drug to combat cancer.
Someone? Like who? Roswell scratches his chin, thinking.
Maybe someone that lived here. The person whose house this is making the most sense to me anyway.
But, sure, but you still, haven't said why.
A lot of the books here cover medicine. Some of them are research reports, and others delve into, medical properties of various plants and fungi. I was curious and took a peek into the greenhouse myself. I even asked Dean what he knew about what was in there, and most of what he could identify readily lined up with what I've mentioned in the books. What I'd seen mentioned in the books. If I had to guess, this mansion doubled as something else, maybe as a research facility at some point. Or somebody's got a really quirky hobby.
My hand was already rummaging in the pocket of chips. Packet of chips. I kept saying pocket. This says packet.
Oh my god.
I can read. Still waiting for Roswell to tell me how he thought it was important.
Well, I just think the irony was that that I was bludgeoned. That I got it in the head by a book about curing head-related issues. A bit on the nose, though.
Well, I didn't know what the book was about, so.
And if it told you that the book was written by my mother,
You can't be serious. Roswell closed the book and showed me the cover, pointing to the embossed name at the bottom. Roswell, that's not your mother's name.
It totally is.
Your mother's name is Guy Mannington? He just laughs, setting the book down again.
It could just be a pen name, you never know.
Roswell grabbed his candy and shoved it. Wait. But what name is on the book? You can't just tell me what you think the name should be and not tell me what's actually written on the book. Come on! Okay. Roswell grabbed his candy and shoved another handful into his mouth. Actually, we'll end the part here. It's going a bit long, I think. So, I'll see you around, everyone.